Good evening and welcome to a garage edition of ALCHEMOTO. We've not done one for a while. Been too busy riding, haven't we, with the summer weather. Anyway, we're coming up to the end of October now, here in the UK and all around the world, that is, as well. And it's M.O.T time, which is the vehicle safety checks for the UK. Every country has them. I don't know what yours are called in overseas or anywhere else in Europe, but in the UK it's M.O.T. So that's just an hour-long check, whatever you're riding, driving, vans, cars, whatever. Every vehicle has to have that check. So it's tomorrow morning. I'm booked in for, and we've got the bike on the jack and strapped it up, so she's nice and safe. And we've already been doing a few preliminary checks to the bike, and the wheel bearings, brakes, belt tension, and what have you. So we'll go ahead and finalise some of the checks we have to do and show you guys a little bit around the bike, and also some of the garage work we've been doing. There's a long way to go yet, but we're about halfway there. We're very busy doing other things in life at the moment and trying to get this workshop done. We've got lots and lots to come over winter. Some new fresh paintworks on the bike, which if you watch my riding vlogs you'll have noticed I've said that a few times. So we've got some new custom paint happening and a few little mods going on with the bike ready for next season. But for now, let's just show you a little bit about the garage and then get on to the bike. Okay, so it's been a long time coming for the build for the workshop. I think we've had it up now about 5 months, as well as a number of other things having to do to the house since we only moved in this house last year. So more importantly was getting the house, or bits of the house, finished before we could start on the project bike series and the garage. But for now, shelving, everything's been dragged from the old house, piled up onto shelving on the back wall. But as you can see on the back wall, we've got the boarding. We've done a little bit of that before. It's a concrete sectional garage. So around this side, I'm just waiting now for some more timber to line. You can see the Kingspan insulation on the batten boards, 25mm thick, which is all I need in here. 18mm overlay board on the back walls. So you can see there, that's the power point needs wiring up and powering into the house. Roof, we've just gone for the polystyrene insulation, purely because I only need it warm in here when I'm working in here. There'll be some foil insulation going over the top. You can see on the other side there, which hasn't been done yet, against this side here. And all the joints are taped, and then up on the apexes there, again, Kingspan insulation, tape joints, and foam filled along any of the gaps that are showing. Next thing to do is insulate the back of the garage door, again Kingspan, tape joints to stop any drafts coming in. And then the final thing is having the extractor fan, which will go up on where all this boarding's coming out the way at the storage for now. That won't be there forever. And an extractor fan up here, which means I can probably use some of these cross beams, maybe to sheet down, and then I'll be able to use them for a bit of painting in here, and then that'll stop the paint dust going anywhere else over everything else inside the garage. And the extractor then should take all the dust outside and out the way and keep it nice and fresh in here. So we've got the units. So we've got about 8 foot of units along here. These are steel units. Very good. Units solid, they bolt together. Piece of ply over the top. So storage bins. This is the polishing mop. So we'll be doing some more polishing on the bike with aluminium and steel items and whatever. So we're going to do some more polishing. And bench grinder on the end. Only a small one. I've got another one of those to go in. And a pillar drill again on there as well. And on the other side for now, he's just a bench full of crap with a vice on. That one's coming off, and there's a new bench going along there as well. And I'm going to chop that bench and make a little welding bench and put a steel top on it. So for now, we're sort of halfway there. And again, some more storage cabinets along here, which I can keep all the bike helmets and bits and pieces in there. So yeah, we'll get in there. Just a long way to go, and then get some heating in it because it's starting to get a little bit chilly now. But with the insulation done, shouldn't need anything more than a gas heater to keep this workshop nice and cozy through the winter to do some work on the bike. Anyway, let's get back to the bike. Okay, so after was it last week's ride? Can't remember. I think it was last week's ride. She got absolutely filthy. She's had a good wash now, and everything's lubricated up, ready for M.O.T. So we've checked the wheel bearings at the back. There's no play in the wheel bearings. I put a bit of grease in there as well while I was at it. Belt, checking along all the teeth on your belt. Make sure that none of them have come adrift, which they can do quite often. And you can see through the opening here. So belt is absolutely fine condition. All the guards are okay, nothing's rattling loose. Exhaust mounts and exhaust headers. Periodically I tighten them, especially when you've had a new system put on your bike. Brake pedals and shafts, make sure sometimes those and squeak need a little bit of grease or lubrication. And they're working fine, returning fine, so they're not sticking. And front wheel bearings absolutely fine. And brake pads, we still have a little bit of life in them yet, so we won't be changing them just yet. But we'll probably do them ready for next summer. You see there's where I ripped the Ching spoiler off last week. I've got a new one of those to go on. Like I said, I wasn't too fussed anyway because we have got a spare one, so that'll be painted in the new colours, ready for next season. And ABS lines, make sure there's no leaks or anything from your block here, from your fittings. Free play as well on your clutch. Okay, 10mm of play, returning fine. Cables, check all your cables, no fraying, and that they're returning back. Okay, same with your shift lever and shift pedal. Usually put a little bit of grease in there, which I'll probably do that in a bit. And clutch adjustment, now this was done not long ago, so don't have to worry about that, and she's been working fine ever since. Okay, and again, rear brakes, I've had the light and torch on those, so we know they're okay. Shocker mount bolts, make sure they're all tight. And swing arm as well, make sure she's free, not seized, and no play in that as well. So she's all been done. So the only thing I've got left to test now is the lighting. Make sure indicators, brake lamps, all the simple things are checked. Okay, so the bike is now off the stand. I'm quite happy now. Spent a good hour before shooting the video, just going over everything. And the other thing is making sure you have no obviously leaks on your front fork seals as well. That's something else I look for, and the amount of travel on those as well. Of course, I've got the progressive monoshock suspension in there, so no need to worry about that. Tyre pressures are okay. Okay, so having a good walk around your bike and just checking nothing's loose, gonna fall off. And the main thing that your Mr. M.O.T man wants to see is a clean bike. He's a bike enthusiast just like yourself. So we're going to slap a little bit of polish on the bike now and just give her a clean up before we take her down in the morning. Okay, so we're giving that a really good cut now. And time for the buff off. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, let's do the front. And it does help that the depth of the lacquer, the top clear coat on this, is about 3 times depth of your standard factory lacquer. Really does give you a lot more depth to the paint. There you go. Beautiful. So we'll go on now, just finish off wiping the rest of the polish, clean the wheels off, bit of silicone spray over the black parts, and then ready for tomorrow. So see you in the morning, guys, when we take the bike for its annual MOT. Good morning, folks, and as promised, here we are on the bike on the way for its annual MOT. So let's just hope we've done all the necessary checks to make sure she flies through with a full tick box, and hope we get the badge of honour here in the UK, which is the loud exhaust pipes notification. It's not a fail, it's just to cover their arses. And yeah, it's a bit colder this morning. I think next bike I ever get needs to be registered for its MOT in June, I think, when it's warm. Not on a cold morning. Currently sitting around 7 degrees. So it's a good job it's only 5 minutes away, really, the garage, and then I'm not going to get too cold. Not that I'm nesh or anything, but I'm not dressed for the occasion. Just thrown the jacket on over a hoodie, so yep, not dressed for a long ride today. And then after the test, when I get home, me and the good lady and family are off for a weekend in the Lake District, but not on the bikes, I must add. So we've rented a little cottage up there with the river in the back. We're going to do some exploring and just take a couple of days at family time. But yes, autumn is definitely here now. The leaves are changing colour. The roads are full of grease. It's time to start using a little bit more of the back brake, because we don't want a low side. Like the road coming up to where I live. That was coming back last week when there was a little bit of rain down, and the rainbow from the fuel spilt on the road up the hill was about the 30-foot long trail. Not what you want to see. Shiny road surface. So it's Friday, 25th of October today, and because we're some diesel on the road, are away for the weekend, it's a day off. Should be at work, but it's a day off, so and hence the garage that I'm going to no longer works a weekend, so I had to squeeze it in this morning. And it's about 10 to 9 in the morning,
and 11 o'clock is forecast rain, heavy rain then till about 2 o'clock tonight or tomorrow morning. So yeah, I'm glad really it's just a little bit of wet on the road, because it's going to piss down later. Fortunately give us a couple of good days after that and while we're away, so hopefully it's not going to spoil our little break. Porsche Panamera. Probably got that a 10-year finance deal. Lives in a terraced house somewhere in, I don't know. Steaming up again. Bad corner, that one. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, sure, like, you're not a road king. Yeah, no problem. Right, so let them do their thing now and we'll go and go in the waiting room. See you in a bit, folks. So there we go, folks. Nice little 40 minutes in the garage. Nice cup of coffee made for me. And we've come away with a fresh MOT, so it's all legal to ride for another year. Fantastic. And the rain is just about starting now, so we're just in time for that. It's an hour early. It said it wouldn't rain till 11 o'clock, so I'm going to have a complaint with the weather department. It'll get sorted. But we still have a pass. Yeah, grey weather. Which is quite annoying as well, because you clean the bike and you think you're only coming out for the test and it'll be all polished up for next time you go out for a ride. If I don't get on quick, she's going to be absolutely filthy again. See those grey clouds ahead. Two minutes is all I need. But yeah, they're very, very good at that garage. Using them for a couple of years now. Absolutely on the ball. And they won't rip you off. Very fair. What more could you ask for? Oh, I've got a really nice strong smell then of bacon. Oh, I want a bacon sandwich now. Well done bacon sandwich. Fruity, HP fruity sauce on a nice soft bap. Oh, it's made me hungry. Tell you what as well, it's going to be soon time to retire the fingerless gloves. Although, I'll tell you one thing, with heated grips and fingerless gloves isn't a bad thing, because even when it's cold, if you have them on, your fingers, or your bottoms of your fingers, are really nice. What you could do with is a pair of gloves with just the bottoms open and then the tops with the glove on, and then you get it even more toasty through your gloves. Fingers feel a bit greasy actually. What's that about? A bit of silicone that I put on last night. 7,306 miles now on the bike. I think we'll do another oil change at 8,000. I'll probably do one over winter, to be honest with you. It's no harm for the price of oil to change your oil whenever you wish. Don't have to stick to service schedules. Do it every 500 miles. What we do on the machinery at work is every 500 hours, so to speak. But yeah, for the price of oil, do it as often as you can. Anyway, thanks for coming along for the short ride for the M.O.T. And there won't be any riding vlog this weekend. We'll get this one up. And we've got some more work in the garage, and then there's a big ride coming on for near the middle of November. A big ride with Sports of Sickness, big birthday party ride, so there'll be a few hundred sporties, and we're going to film all that for you guys, so look out for that one. But anyway, for now, ALCHEMOTO out. Thanks for watching.